semana, pero hoy no se trabaja. Me la paso al 100 porque me he portado bien. Si oyes, más te vale que aún te vayas a hacer. Ese es el sonido de mis tacones finos cuando tocan el piso. No espero, tengo prisa, pa' que no hago fila. Estoy en la lista. El DJ me conoce, sabe cuál es la que me prende. Sabe cuánto me gusta aquí bailar. La que va da di da 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 di da 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 di da da da. Un paso para allá, otro para acá y una media vuelta. Da di da 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 di da da da. Para bailar hasta sudar, la mejor es la que dice da di da da. No, no, DJ, no pare el flow de esta canción, que no ve que el club se encendió. Mi mano derecha se pone en el aire, la izquierda empieza a menearse. Se descontrola el cuerpo con esta rola. Da di da 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 di da da da. Un paso para allá, otro para acá y una media vuelta. Da di da 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 di da da da. Para bailar hasta sudar, la mejor es la que dice da di da 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 di da 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 di da 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 di da 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 di da da da. Sé que me has estado viendo, te gusta el movimiento de mi cuerpo y te intereso, pero yo no suelto el pelo si no puedes bailar como se debe. La que va dadita, bailo más bonita, yo solita. Da di da 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 di da da da. Un paso para allá, otro para acá y una media vuelta. Da di da 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 di da da da. Para bailar hasta sudar, la mejor es la que dice da di da da.
All right, that was Da Di Da by Milagros, who is our guest tonight. Milagros Luna is a singer-songwriter with a brand new solo project. It has a lot of sounds that we are familiar with in our culturally and musically diverse bilingual borderplex. There are trap beats, American and Latin pop, norteño and regional Mexican elements as well. We speak about her lengthy experience in the music world, including writing credits, music publishing, and music school as well. So she's done it all. She's seen a lot of places, and it all leads up to this upcoming EP, and as well as her music video that's coming up as well. We talk about how the quality and inspiration in local songs, music videos, and studio production has gotten so much stronger since the pandemic hit. We're really feeling all these projects you all have been dropping lately. And so we talk about all that good stuff and in a relatively short amount of time. So let's get to it. Here is Milagros. So let's talk about the new single, Da Di Da. I really like it. The production, it's got a lot of sub bass to it. It's pretty well put together, pretty well recorded.
Appreciate it.
Even in the verses, you have all the little noises and phrases you do in the background, zipping back and forth and all that, and it's pretty cool. It's very short and sweet, but there's a lot packed in it. How did that come to be? Did you work with a good producer, or was it a long writing process? How did that song form?
I appreciate that. Well, I'm a songwriter by trade, so I wrote the song, and the way the song was born is funny enough. I was getting ready to go out with a girlfriend of mine, and we were just kind of looking for a song to kind of hype us up for the night as we were getting ready. And she was just throwing out different ideas of songs that she was putting on, and just none of the songs that she was putting on were doing it for me. I guess what I was looking for at the time was a song that I didn't really have to think about so much in terms of what it was saying. I just wanted to let it kind of allow me to let loose. And so I decided, why not go ahead and write it? So that's how the song was born, Dadida.
What has the response been like? Have people been messaging you about the song? Have people been sharing
Oh,
it?
the response has been wonderful. I mean, I couldn't have asked for more. Like I mentioned before, I'm a songwriter, so I have seen a public response for songs of mine written for other artists and performed by other artists. So with this project that I'm kicking into headgear with La Vida as a first single, it's very exciting to see how artists can go ahead and be at the forefront of that recognition. And yeah, this new project that I'm starting is really to go ahead and honor, I guess, what I represent, which is, you know, a mix of um, urban beats with Mexican sounds, regional Mexican sounds. So, for example, in Darida, you have that trap beat bass, but of course, you can't escape the norteño accordion,
Oh.
and then you have those funky little sounds, you know, that are samples from things around the valley. So, of course, you know, there's a nice mix of the sounds that I like, and then the sounds that also make up who I am, you know, my heritage and what I write. So that's kind of the idea, trying to mix in terms of music all those elements.
Oh yes, it definitely, the song definitely feels like home.
Awesome.
So where are you from? Are you from the valley or?
Well, I was born in Mexico City, and my father is a songwriter as well. So we've gotten a chance to travel wherever his next project is. But we have stayed the longest amount of time. Now I'm talking about close to 20 years. So pretty much all my life, minus 4 years. So yeah, pretty much all my life in the Valley now. So I consider myself a Valley girl. And so I really wanted to, in my artist project, really convey the sounds that hit close to home, for sure.
I saw your streams have been pretty high, almost at 3,000, if not by this point. Really got to see that kind of success and that it's resonating with people.
Right.
And,
I mean, last time I checked Spotify, I saw almost 3,000 streams in just 3 days. So, you know, getting 1,000 streams per day is crazy for a project that has you know, no backing. It is independent. So
yeah,
the response has been wonderful. Promotion for it has been very organic. So it is definitely very much of a blessing, and I couldn't be more thankful to the people that are out there streaming it on any platform they choose. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm an Apple Music user myself. Everybody sends me Spotify streams, and I usually like, oh, I'll just go to, you know, I have Apple Music, but so I'm like, oh, check that too. You probably have a lot more on
Right.
there. Yeah. And I've seen you've had some experience. You've written other songs before, but this is your solo like debut song in your own project. You have a pretty good social media presence. I see you active on Twitter and TikTok as well, but Instagram, you have a strong presence. And when I first came across your profile, I was like, wow, she has a lot of followers, and I thought it was a new project. But then and then you sent me your writing credentials as well. And I don't know if you want to tell us about El Limon.
And yes, I would love to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in terms of credentials, if that's what you would like to call it, yeah, I've been writing since I can remember. I mean, my parents, for example, they have pieces of paper framed that I scribbled on when I was a baby. We're talking about, 5 years old or whatever, that I would title like, "This is my song," or a song about bubbles, or a song about the flower. And they would have titles and then these pieces of paper, like its content is just like the words la 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 la, like written all over the page until the page ends. And that's like what I would call my song. But more formally, I guess I started writing, and truly in high school. Professionally, I first got some of my songs picked up by regional Mexican fans and bands, like La Arrolladora Banda de Limón. And that was very exciting because for a high schooler without any true experience, to be able to have an honor like that, it was wonderful. I wrote that song originally as a ballad, so to be able to hear it, and that's the beauty of music, isn't it? Any song can be transformed into anything, right? And to be able to see that at such a young age, professionally, I think it really blew my mind. And it really cemented, I think, what were those inklings that I had clearly from a young age with those scribbles on pieces of paper, that, writing is a way to go for me. Like, I think this is my thing. So I decided to go to school for music. I went to the University of Rochester. And I created my own major. It's music writing and performance.
Oh, wow.
And then, yeah, that was a wonderful experience. What I thought I knew from writing before, obviously goes out the window when you actually, learn from people that know what they're doing. And that was a wonderful experience. And then after that, I got a wonderful opportunity to be able to intern and then work for a couple years professionally for music publishing. That was a whole new learning experience because it gave me a lot of knowledge into, the back end of the music industry in terms of what songwriters have to deal with, in terms of their music and how it can be moved, for the better interest of the songwriter. So that was very interesting because I got a chance to advocate for a lot of songwriters that I look up to. And then I decided to. It was my time to go ahead and write full time for a project of mine. I went ahead and quit and made the EP that now Darida is part of, and here we are.
That's pretty cool. You put in a lot of legwork doing other things before you finally set yourself for your own solo project. That's pretty cool, and I'm surprised you haven't done it earlier. You seem pretty comfortable being like the face of a project. You have your photos on Instagram. You have your big social media presence that you have. You seem pretty comfortable in the spotlight. I'm surprised you didn't do it sooner, but it's cool to see that you've done a lot of legwork. The publishing, music in school, and all that, and writing experience first before you did all this. So that's really nice to see. You've done it all.
Yeah, I guess I think there is a real magic in, for any creative, like you yourself are doing, with Raymus Media, you have different creative outlets. I've seen your editorial work and your podcast, so you don't, restrain yourself to only one form of creative output. And I feel I really thrive on that as well. So I kind of wanted to try a little bit of everything before I went ahead and decided what I think I could shine at the most. So yeah.
You had a website earlier. I think it's down right now. I don't know if it's running still. Are you gonna put the website back up? It was pretty well done. I like the design of it and everything.
Yeah. No, for that website, I got a chance to work with a wonderful creative. Her name is Sarah Sun, and she's also my best friend.
Oh.
And yeah, I went ahead and commissioned her to make the imagery for the website. Right now it's down because we have more surprises for that website down the pipeline. So right now it's down, but it will come up soon with a whole bunch of little trinkets for you. But I guess that's all I can say for now. But yes, in the website, like you saw it, will be eventually how this project will be. I'm gonna release single by single every month to eventually lead up to the complete EP. And then once the complete EP comes out, there will be a couple surprises with that and a couple of alternate versions with that. But that's all I will share for now because, again, we don't want to give everything away.
Yeah, for sure.
But yes, it's definitely a very exciting project. That of course I wrote all the songs myself, but like we're talking about, like anything that is great, it really does take a wonderful team, and I was lucky enough to come across wonderful local creatives, and a lot of them women, to help me in the process.
Any any local artists you've been listening to? Anybody you recommend?
Um, wow, there's so many, but I think I would love to give a shout out to Chava Music. He is the gentleman that helped me to go ahead, and he was the engineer that cut my vocals.
Oh, cool.
Yes, and
Yeah.
and this musician is just capable of doing pretty much anything when it comes to music. But his studio and you know his sound engineering skills are just beyond. So I would definitely like to give him a shout out because you know it's wonderful, immaculate work. So yeah, definitely.
Well, for sure. I'll put a link for that too. I mentioned the new bloggers. I mentioned the musicians, but oh my god, the studio work, the engineers, the producers, they've really been killing it lately. And I think that's a big reason why I loved 2020 local music more than I did 2019. I don't think I've written a negative review since the pandemic hit, and I really feel the production quality has really increased. Their writing has really increased. Just the instrumental density, the
Yeah,
inspiration. People seem so much more inspired right now. So everything's hitting on all cylinders. But yeah, I gotta give credit to their producers and engineers as well that helped make that happen. So yeah,
definitely.
I'll definitely put a link in there. Give that shout out as well.
Awesome.
So yeah, we're looking forward to hearing your upcoming singles as well. Do you have any video clips of yourself floating around on YouTube or anything? TikTok?
No, but I can give a little premise on your podcast. So the music video for Da Di Da is coming out on February 16th, if I'm not mistaken. So be in tune for that. And of course, that will be available on YouTube and wherever you can stream videos. But YouTube. um, and so definitely stay tuned to that. The filmmaker for those for the video for Dadida and for the rest of this EP, her name is Audrey Barrera. A wonderful gem that I have found. This girl can do everything when it comes to photography, but I used her as my director and general film. And her music, her material is just mind blowing. For a professional of her age, it's amazing. So definitely check her out.
For sure, for
I'm
sure.
very excited for everybody to see on February 16th. that music video.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Yeah, I'll definitely be sharing it here as well. Yeah, I'll even update the podcast in the video form to have it in there as well.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, music videos is another thing. Oh my god, music videos have gotten so good lately.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
It's it's amazing what people can do sometimes with the least amount of equipment.
Mm-hmm.
I've
From
seen
just
some
the phone, yeah.
yeah, that's just your phone, and you're like, how did you do that? And it's like not even like crazy lighting was used, like just natural elements, and I'm just like, how, and so I agree with you. It's wonderful to see how these times have, I guess, circling back to what we were talking about at the beginning, just allowed creatives to go ahead and flourish. And that's really why I think I decided to go ahead and release Darida as the first single for this project. I think it's such a bop, and
Oh yeah, it really hits the ground running. Yeah,
right.
I like it.
So
Yeah.
I just, I felt like, because I feel like that's the kind of energy that people just kind of have now. Like people are like, okay, but like, it's time, to go ahead and start with something different because of obviously the situation. So I think I wanted to feed into that energy and allow people to release like the character in the song that was born out of a real life experience. I was just trying to let loose, and not necessarily thinking about what the song says, or just a song that I can just tell my girlfriend or the DJ at the club, play the one that goes like this, and
Mm.
for you and your
I can see that.
Yeah.
I like that, and I'm hoping people, if they're listening to this podcast, they're listening like in their car or with headphones, because I really love I love a lot of the instrumentation in it, but I love that sub bass in it as well. And it's a shame when people like premiere a new song and I know like half the listeners are probably listening with their phone speaker only. It's like you're missing like half the
Yes.
stuff. Yeah, so I'm really hoping they can.
The mix on this song, the producer that I get a chance to work with, just professional, wonderful artist. So yes, definitely, please, if you can go ahead and listen, because we worked so hard to get the sound, just as we wanted it. I had a very specific vision, and what I was asking for was a little bit different. I would like to say it's the first time that regional music is trying to be merged with, urban beats. Like, for example, that Subways that you're talking about, and the singles that are going to come out. There's lots of underground trap sounds that are not, usually merged with regional Mexican sounds or instruments like the vihuela or the accordion, which are elements that we definitely have in my music. So it's so nice that you get a chance to appreciate that. But for the listeners that don't, honestly, just as long as they get a chance to feel that vibe and kind of ride along with it, if they give me that opportunity, I can guarantee that they'll have a good time.
All right, big thanks to Milagros for joining us tonight. Be sure to add her on Instagram at I am Milagros, and be sure to add her song Darida on Spotify and Apple Music, and look out for her upcoming music video on YouTube. Be sure to follow Raymus Media as well to keep up with more Rio Grande Valley alternative music. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Reddit. And we'll see y'all next week for another podcast as well. So add us on the Raymus podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts as well. So we'll see y'all next week. Thanks for listening.